my new foster puppy. So I don't know if you guys can see, but when she comes up to me, she just put her mouth all around my leg. Her nickname is Piranhasaurus Rex because she is very mouthy. And it's not just little, it's like big mouthy, right? Now normally I wouldn't let her do this, but I'm showing you guys. Hey, stop. So, haven't quite had a puppy like this before, so I'm going to figure out how to help her not be so mouthy. And besides the mouthiness, she's a totally nice puppy. She's confident, she's not scared, she likes people, she comes when she's called, she's house trained. You know, and she likes my dogs, but she's really just kind of inappropriate with them and too bitey. So that's my main girl there, that Chardonnay. She's helping me teach this puppy not to bite dogs so much and how to play instead of just bite. He went down. So hopefully I'll get a collection of videos that shows how I keep her from doing this. Now, usually I wouldn't let her do this. I would either just put her down or, hey, stop. Just pressure here until she stops, and then I let go. So I'm experimenting with this puppy. Foster puppy, come here. Good girl. Good girl. So she readily comes to me. This puppy's interesting for me. She readily comes to me. She's in a nice, polite posture. Her tail's down. Her body's real loose and soft. But she bites. So my husband dropped a hammer behind her the other day, and she just ran up to it. So she's very confident. So she's very confident, definitely a stable puppy. You know, she doesn't have anxiety or fears or anything like that. So she's a great puppy. Maybe not a good puppy for little kids. A lot of times we see this kind of mouthing in unstable dogs, or dogs that have been separated from the litter too young. And she might have. I don't know how young she was when she was separated from the litter. She's about 10 to 11 weeks right now. But I think, one, her breed is probably part cattle dog, and they tend to use their mouths a lot. And two, it's just kind of her personality, and maybe she wasn't around older dogs who told her to stop. So this puppy needs a little bit of work to learn not to mouth and bite, but she's a really sweet puppy. Oh, the puppy's following Chardonnay. Chardonnay's telling it, too much, puppy. Too much. Puppy got kind of a correction from Char for jumping, but you see that the puppy's still following her around, wanting to be with her.
So this is typical of when I first bring a dog home, is that they kind of get ignored and they kind of get the stink eye, like stay away from me, for a couple days. Annie especially will do that if the dog has like giardia or worms. She won't associate with it. Chardonnay doesn't seem to care so much. So they're very clearly stating their position in the pack here and not falling for the puppy cuteness that people do. And people make the mistake of being too doting and too coddling and too affectionate with the puppy too quickly. And it upsets the balance of the relationship from the get-go. So, and you see how nice and timid the puppy's being about getting some water. It didn't just barge in there, it asked for permission. Piranhasaurus. Piranhasaurus. Too much, puppy.
Protect your pets from fleas and ticks with Frontline Plus for dogs and Frontline Plus for cats. It's 2 killer ingredients and will work you all month long, preventing new flea infestations on your pet. Frontline Plus, flea and tick protection.
Stop. You need to leave her alone.
It's so funny when I've been listening to music.
So here, I'm going to voice over because the recording isn't good. It was about a week later, and now I can start to pet her without her biting. I basically have not been petting her because all she wants to do is bite me. But now that my dogs have done some work, I can give her a light kind of scruff on the neck when she does, and she's starting to stop. And here I'm demonstrating a lot of people use their hands in a faster moving way to stop behavior like this. But all it does is bring out prey drive, right? So if you're trying to poke your puppy or somehow push them down for biting you, this is not going to work. And you see the puppy gets interested in my hands when it moves fast, and that just makes the dog want to bite my hands more. So I move very slowly and deliberately, not harshly, but just deliberately and knowing what I want. And if the puppy starts to bite me, you can either disengage or put a little pressure on it now that it understands what pressure is from my dogs, and get her to be calmer. But again, nice puppy. She's making good progress here.
That mean growling at
Mm-hmm.
Did the puppy stop?
Yeah.
For a minute, let's see if she walks away.
Puppy doesn't listen to Chardonnay though, because Chardonnay's not forceful. Annie just sucks.
style there, girl. Nice. So this puppy has gone from just being corrected by my dogs to actually playing, so it's nice. She's learning manners. Good girl. Nope. Good girl. Good girl. Nope. We're working on teaching her some manners with toys, and I'm hoping that'll translate to some of her mouthing issues. Nope. So she gets this toy back when she's polite and looks at me, not when she's jumping for it. Nope. Okay. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. This is our third lesson doing this, so she's kind of getting the hang of it. Out. Out. Good girl. Good girl. No. Yeah. Good. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Out. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. No, no, Good girl. Good girl.